Good morning, everyone. Back again to draw another picture. What'll it be today? You'll see, be patient. There we go. Ugh, what a shame. Today we'll be drawing something completely different. A skeleton. Now I know we haven't drawn any of these before, but pay close attention. Maybe you'll learn something. Maybe I'll learn something. Maybe we'll all learn something. Maybe we'll learn to make more good movies like Humanity Bureau. Anyways, so since it's the same old thing, I decided that I'm going to talk about some more video games that I like. Older video games, because I think older video games are pretty damn rad. And I know that a lot of us 90s kids grew up with some pretty sweet consoles. Super Nintendo. Regular NES. I mean, I just had the regular Nintendo, the Super Nintendo, sorry. It was the best thing in my life. Stay up all night playing Donkey Kong. I wonder if I use Donkey Kong music, if they will copyright claim the video. Because every time I've used popular music, YouTube has informed me that if the video was making money, it would all go to the copyright holder. Cool. I mean, they deserve it. They made the music. I should make my own music. It'll be terrible. I apologize ahead of time. Thank you for all the support on the videos. Been getting like near 200 views on the first full-length video. Thank you for that. Pretty goddamn amazing. I guess it would be good to do a stream, because then you guys could actually give me stuff to talk about. Otherwise, I'm just sat here talking about how I used to play Unreal Tournament for hours when I was a kid, and God, I loved every minute of it. Oh, and then anybody ever play American McGee's Alice? Oh, that game was cool. Like a weird, messed up Alice in Wonderland, and she's like in an insane asylum in real life. In the game, you get it. So I think I drew the skeleton's pelvis a little bit too big, and I didn't leave a lot of room for text, but as you all well know, I can just fix that on the computer. For example, this guy right here, I planned to have text above him, so there's plenty of room up there, and then one word down here, and I mean, I could still put it down here. It'll just look quite cramped. You'll understand why he's standing like this later. Everything will be explained in due time. Yeah, you guys like Half-Life, the first one? Yeah, that game was dope. I've been watching Pyrocynical play it, but he plays it with a bunch of mods, so it looks all crazy. I think I would definitely play that again if I wasn't playing Dark Souls, which I made some good progress last night. Don't think I ran into any more big bad dudes, but I just started going back through the early levels to see if I missed anything, any like dark wraiths or any little treats or secrets, and I found some good stuff. Found a bonfire that I missed. Um, yeah, so I was pretty happy with that. I mean, how can you not be? Dark Souls. Alright, so this smug skeleton. Anyways, I remembered I used to listen to a lot of Talking Heads and Oingo Boingo when I was in college. And Danny Elfman has this song called Nothing Bad Ever Happens to Me. And I always thought, wow, that's a very bold statement to declare, to proclaim that nothing bad ever happens. So I thought, well, you know, when you're dead, nothing bad ever happens, really. So this guy's standing here all smug, like nothing bad ever happens to him. But the only difference is it's going to say, nothing bad ever happens to me anymore. Another old good game, Red Faction. I think the first first-person shooter that introduced destructible terrain. You just burrow around. If you had a rocket launcher and you just type in infinite ammo, like in the little console thing, then you could just burrow through any level that had Martian terrain. It was amazing. You could literally just burrow off into the side of any level, just off into infinity, as long as you just kept re-upping your ammo with the code. Oh, guys, have you ever played The Long Dark? I know it sounds like some crazy, awesome interracial porno, but it's actually just a crazy, awesome survival game. And I started playing it like little over 3 years ago when it was still in development, but it was early access. So you could buy it and play it, but there was no campaign. It was just sandbox survival. And it takes place in the Canadian tundra, in the wilderness. And it's awesome. You can die or you can not die. Anyway, I don't know. I don't want to ruin it for anyone, but it just has great survival mechanics, like melting snow and boiling that water to get purified water. Just the way you make fires, the way you hunt and use animals and stuff. It was really quite simple at first, but they really developed it into a really cool game. And they're constantly updating it, so it's like the game gets a lot of love. And the studio that made it, I think it's called Hinterland Studios, is all comprised of former like AAA title guys who worked on like the Ultramarine game. I think maybe like somebody who worked on Gears of War. I'm not sure, but they've got a solid team. Doodly doo. Yeah, but it's a good game. Check it out. It's on PlayStation. You can get it on GOG. You can get it on Steam. Oh man, the first game I ever played on PC was Castle Wolfenstein, or Wolfenstein 3D. I think that's what it was called. I killed Hitler when I was 7 years old. 7 or 8. It was. I mean, of course, I beat it on the can I play, Daddy? Difficulty. But I was 7. For Christ's sake, give me a break. It's a good game. Then there was also like some weird pyramid game with cobras on that old computer. And if you got bit by the cobras, your body would like pulse and explode. It was pretty graphic. Carnage. Yeah, so drawing ribs is really kind of weird because it's kind of like a cylinder, sort of like a squished cylinder that just has these stripes on it, and the stripes kind of have this weird like diagonal pattern to them. Like, I don't know, drawing rib cages, I swear, for me, every time I draw a new rib cage, it's like a whole new thing that it's not this, it's never the same thing twice. That's what I'm trying to say. And they're cool to draw, but my God, like the way that they bend and curve and stuff, it's so weird. I can't seem to make any sense of it. Like, that makes no sense at all. But like I was saying yesterday, you could draw whatever the hell you want, and it can make as little sense as possible. But people will just, like, that's just your style. Like, it doesn't matter at all. Nobody's gonna say anything. Yeah, it's like you make a mistake in your drawing or whatever, and somebody asks you about it, you say, "No, man, that's just my style." That's all on purpose. Don't pay attention to what you think is wrong because it's perfect. In my head, it looked like this, guys. So, also pelvises. I'm lucky because I can just look behind me and there's a pelvis on my skeleton. But my God, pelvises are such a weird bone. I wish I had one like sitting in front of me. I don't know, maybe I can take the skeleton apart. Just have a pile of bones. It's a pile of goddamn bones. Need to draw a nice little arc of words, but this is a little bit too harsh of a angle. I need something bigger to trace, like a bucket, or I'll just do something like that. Yep, that looks fine. So this is going to be quite a lot of letters. And that's how I approximate how much space they're going to take up. I like how these videos are slightly ASMR from the sounds that are happening from the pencil. Oh, and also, when I was recording the video yesterday, when I was doing the text, since I was talking, I wrote, not misspelled, but I forgot to write an S after dreams. So now I just wrote nothing but, so I have to concentrate, guys. I'm sorry. My brain is, woo. Okay, well, little bit of a whoopsie. But we'll take it. All right, tracing pen. I mean, I could. This is the point where everybody gets super bored. Wow. Okay, so what happened was, as I was writing, it's a little bit better, but I guess I just wrote in a smaller font as I went. That happens to me all the time. I'll start writing something and it's fairly large, and by the time I get to the end, it's not large, and you can see this slope. So it only took me 3 episodes to run out of shit to talk about. Perfect. I saw somebody recommending a couple games in the comments last time, but I guess you guys just are not gamers, which is fine. all the more virtual worlds for other people. So I don't know. I mean, I guess I could give you guys some tips about drawing. What are some tips? Hold the pen so that the side that the ink comes out of rubs on the paper. That's always a good start. I was contemplating doing some kind of videos, some kind of instructional videos on drawing, and then I realized I have no idea how I would even instruct somebody how to draw. Like, I can give you advice on, you know, how to practice or whatever, but if I don't even really follow that advice myself, then what's the use, really? My brain can just kind of relax and focus on this one thing. I'm not the best at multitasking. What I am good at, though, is Super Mario World. That game is... I got Resident Evil 7, and I tried to play it, and it was terrifying. And I got probably like halfway through. But then I got distracted with... I can't even remember. Oh, yeah, Red Dead. And then I forgot to go back to it. Has anybody played that all the way through? I mean, people getting their heads like chopped in half, getting chased by a crazy old guy with a shovel. And he's not crazy old. He's crazy. He's just also old. And he's got some like weird, I don't know, disease that makes him regenerate, so he can't kill the guy. Oof. It's rough. Alright guys, I'm almost done with this. I was thinking about Bob Ross yesterday. Now that guy is a legend, of course, everyone knows. But damn, what he did, what he was doing, that's some prime YouTube content. But back then it was just actually prime time TV content. God damn. When times was so good, you could turn on the TV and watch somebody paint a picture. That's how you know the times was good. Simpler times. Alright, that's his shoulder blades back there, I guess. Shoulder blades are weird. Never know how to draw them. Yeah, okay. Alright. Now I'm just going to let this dry. And now to erase the pencil. Ugh, I'm so sleepy. Woo. Alrighty, and now to fill it all in with some ink. Okay, gonna make this a little bit more bold, I guess. At least now that I have it written down, there's a lot lower chance of me messing it all up. So yeah, a good place to look for inspiration for things to draw. Definitely song lyrics. Because when you listen to music, I mean, I don't know about everybody, but when I listen to music, I always get like some sort of picture in my head of what's going on. And if there's lyrics, then even more so. And yeah, so everybody interprets everything, you know, through their own lens. So of course everybody's going to take something different from the music they're listening to. Unless it's nothing bad ever happens to me. That's kind of, I mean, there's only one way to think about that, right? I guess. Maybe not. Because time is money, and pens and ink is money. Like I was saying earlier, you got to find, if you're going to be doing art for a living, you got to find a pace at which you can create a lot of content and, you know, put in minimal effort and get maximum output. So if this was the olden days and I didn't have a computer, of course I would, I would fill in everything, but this isn't the olden days, so there's no use pretending. You have somebody come over your house and look at it and just be like, ugh, gross, it doesn't have a black background, why did you buy it, you dumb. And then you can kick that friend out of your house because that guy's an asshole. Okay, so the thing I really like about skeleton faces is that they look so smug. They have this air of smug satisfaction that you don't see anywhere else. I mean, look at that. Look at that son of a bitch. That's the face of a man who's gotten away with murder before breakfast. He hasn't even had his goddamn bagel and coffee yet. He's murdered someone, and probably had a jog as well. Stay fit. I mean, he doesn't really have to worry about the cardio. I was gonna say something about the cardio, but then I realized empty. But seriously, everybody should work out all day, every day. Work out until your body is just one big muscle. And then go bully people. Just go kick the shit out of everyone. Because you can. Just kidding, that's not a great message. It would be funny though. If somebody just got like superhero strong just to pick on people. They could be like the world's greatest superhero, but they're just a dick. And nobody can do anything. Police try to shoot them, the bullets just bounce off. Like that character from South Park, the Canadian guy, I think his name is Scott or something. I don't know if it's Scott, but I think it is, and he's just like slightly taller than all the other Canadians, and he's just a dick. I mean, not literally. You'll notice that I'll go over, when I do a line, I'll go over it twice or three times, well, basically multiple times. And I do that because just one single line, you probably can't see it from the quality, but the one single line doesn't have like a solid enough thickness to where it looks, I don't know, good, I guess. And I like to have slightly thicker lines. And I know at this point you say, well, why don't you just use a a wider pen. And I don't know, it's weird. I know that the tips of these pens, I mean, should all be constructed out of the same material, so to speak. But when they get thicker, wider than 01 and 02 and 03, like, I guess it starts at 05, where they start, like, kind of, like, depending on which way you tilt the nib, it kind of draws differently. Because I think they're made up of, like, just a bunch of little fibers. So, like, the wider they get, the more, I guess, brush-like and splayed they can become. So I just prefer using a smaller one and then just creating kind of a wider line rather than using a wider one right off the bat. Just something about the tip, you know, just the tip, my preference. Tip preference. Ask your mom about it, she'll know. Oh. I mean, she probably won't unless she draws. Okay. So again, trying not to smear anything. I wonder how many miles of ink I've drawn. If I could measure every single stroke or of the pen that I've made since I started drawing, I wonder how many straight kilometers or miles I've just drawn. Probably 5. I don't know, maybe 6. Just seems like a really far. I mean, for me, 1 mile is far. It's about how far away the post office is. So far. I ride my bike there. Oh, get so tired. Oh. Craziest workout. Ride 1 mile on a bike. Ugh. You'll collapse in agony. I promise you. You've never had that. You've never felt that kind of burn. A 1 mile bike ride. Woo. Top left. Go this way. I guess if you're left-handed, then you start top right and go this way. Oh no, I fucked up. And then you just kind of shade it in. That's a great part about drawing with ink, or with pens and ink and stuff. People who don't do it, they think, oh wow, it must be so difficult. You can't mess up. Like, oh, you can't mess up. You can't erase anything. And no, you can mess up. You can mess up a whole ton of shit. Doesn't matter. You just kind of disguise it with other stuff. Just kind of something messes up, you just fill in around it, or just draw another couple of those things that you drew to make it look like it was supposed to be there. Perfect, yeah. Perfection as usual. And you know, I draw little dots or little weird things like this on the bone all the time, and it's just for texture, nothing else really. Like, I don't even know what they are. I guess they're like indentations or kind of little grooves or scratches, but yeah, I guess it's just to give the bones a little character, because I think they look a little bit boring without them, just too smooth. I mean, if I'm doing a cartoony kind of skeleton, then yeah, I like to leave them smooth, because I think when you're doing like a cartoony kind of style, simplicity really wins. It kind of just looks nice when it's crisp and it pops. You want your drawings to pop, yeah. Because, as we all know, according to science, once you pop, then you can't finish. You'll never be able to finish whatever you're doing if you start popping. Oh, fuck. Okay. So yeah, pelvises. Pelvises are... I want to get one, wear it as a hat. It just has such a cool shape. Okay. Getting pretty close, guys. Getting pretty close. Just gotta do this pelvis here and the texture on the bones. And I'll be out of your hair. But please leave a comment. Leave a like if you made it this far in the video. Comment on something you'd like to see me, draw, or something you would want me to discuss. If you want some advice on something, I'll do my best to give that advice to you. All right, texture time, guys. Like, I like to sometimes kind of draw a texture that goes across multiple bones. Like maybe he was slashed, with something, and it messed just straight through the skin, straight through the flesh, just ding, 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 right along the bone. And he has this battle scar now, It's crazy. It's just this. Yeah. He fought a ninja and lost. So that was some bad thing that happened. But it doesn't happen anymore. Because he's dead. So yeah, so these areas I would fill in. There we go. That looks all right. We could put some more of these lines in here because that's kind of the inside of the shoulder blade right there. Probably a little bit in here. That part needs to be darker. Just because, oh God, oh, it doesn't matter. It really... Okay, so now that we're getting some of that texture on these bones, looking a little bit more rough and tumble guy. These vertebrae right here, they actually, in raw life, they have these grooves, like at the top and the bottom, but I mean, drawing them, that's just... Nobody really knows that they're there, so it doesn't matter. That's the greatest part about drawing skeletons, is that most people don't know what a proper skeleton should look like. So you get away with all sorts of crap. You draw the bones wrong, you draw the rib cage upside down. Nobody cares. They don't know what it looks like. They don't have a picture of a skeleton with them at all times. I mean, some people do. I know I do. Okay. Textured. A little bit of textured. Get some disease spots all over this guy. Little scratches. Gives him volume. Makes him look tough. He's been through some shit in his life. 4 failed marriages. Estranged children. Strange children. Ooh. Deranged children. He was a deranged child. This man in life was deranged. He may have been my father. Just kidding. My father's in jail. Just kidding. If your father is in jail, comment down below. What is he in for? When does he get out? Does he want to be my pen pal? Fine with this. Looks okay. Could be better. Could be a lot worse. I'll kiss it if you want. I don't care. Shit. I'll sign it twice. Sign it on the front, on the back. Anyways, thank you for joining me today on this week's episode of Nothing Bad Ever Happens to Me Anymore, Part 3. Thank you. Enjoy your breakfast.